I'm just about to start my workout for today. All I'm using for this workout today is an exercise mat. You will be more comfortable with something soft beneath you, so grab an exercise mat or a yoga mat if you have one. If not, maybe a towel will suffice. If you're working out on a carpeted floor or on grass, you may not need anything at all. There are timestamps in the description box down below the video, so if you would prefer to just skip straight ahead to the workout, you can go ahead and use the chapter markers to do that. I'm not going to do a full tutorial today and explain and demonstrate each exercise before we begin the workout. Because there are 15 different exercises, it would take me way too long, and it is really, really hot out here. So I just want to get right into the workout today. So I will briefly explain the format to you, and I will just go over a couple of points before we begin the workout, okay? And then we're going to just do a quick 5-minute warm up, and then we need to get right into the workout. So my workout is going to be split up into 2 parts. Part 1 is going to be 30 minutes of interval training. So if you chose this workout from my playlist of 30-minute workouts, because you just want to do a 30-minute workout today, great, you're just going to do part 1. I'm going to be adding on an additional cardio section with my jump rope. So if you have a jump rope, go ahead and grab it. I'm using my jump rope today. You can use your jump rope today if you would like to join me for part 2. So I have Rude Becca with me today. Rude Becca is my adorable black jump rope with these cute little white skulls on the handles. If you would like to know where I get my jump ropes, there is a link and a coupon code in the description box down below the video. So click on the link, use coupon code RudeBecca to save an additional 10% on your jump rope. If you do not have a jump rope, that's fine. You can really just skip part 2, or if you want, you can do any other type of cardio exercise you want while I'm jumping rope. All right, so I always just kind of jog in place like this while I'm jumping rope. So if you want to just jog in place while I'm jumping rope, that's great. But you could also be doing high knees or jumping jacks or mountain climbers, any kind of moderate paced cardio exercise you want to do that you can sustain for 1-minute intervals. If you do have a jump rope and you want to jump rope with me, any style of jump rope you want to do is fine. So if you prefer jumping with your feet together, great, jump with your feet together. If you're really good at jump rope, you can do jump rope jacks or high knees, or any jump rope variation you want to do is fine. All right, so part 2 is optional. It's going to be 10 minutes. I'm going to be using my jump rope. You can use a jump rope if you want. If not, you can just substitute with any other cardio exercise you want while I'm jumping rope. Now, part 1 is going to be 30 minutes long. We're doing 15 different body weight exercises, and this is essentially a no repeats workout. However, we're going to be doing those 15 exercises with no repeats. The other 15 minutes of the workout is just going to be elbow plank. So this is going to be super tough. We're going to be spending a lot of time in elbow plank. It's not going to be a long workout, but it's going to be really, really challenging, especially if you are working out in the heat like I am. So let's just go over a couple of key points since we are going to be spending a lot of time in our plank position. Please remember that when you are in a plank position, these 3 things. Number 1, you want your head in line with your spine. So if you imagine that you're standing with your back up against the wall and just gently pressing the back of your head into the wall, that's where you want your head. And that's where you want your head to stay. So as you fatigue, don't allow your head to drop down, all right? Keep your head in line with your spine. Keep your shoulders away from the ears. So when I say that, I mean that you want to avoid kind of sinking down into your shoulders as you fatigue. Press the mat away from you, press the ground away from you so that you're up nice and high in your plank pose and your shoulders are away from your ears. And make sure that your back is flat. You don't want to allow your hips or your belly to droop down towards the mat as you get fatigued. So tighten up your abs. Your abs should be super strong and tight and engaged the whole time. You're going to use your ab muscles to lift your hips high in that plank and keep them lifted high. So the first 5 exercises are going to be, we're going to be basically in a plank position. And the format of this workout is as follows. We're on 30 1-minute intervals. So there's no designated rest interval. You're going to need to do your best to just move from one exercise to the next as quickly as you can. You're going to inevitably lose a little bit of time off of each work interval, but the goal is to lose as little time as possible off of your work interval. For each exercise, we're going to do each of our 15 bodyweight exercises for 1 minute. And in between all of those, we are going to hold our plank pose for 1 minute. I'm going to be holding an elbow plank You can do high plank, bear plank, any plank pose you want is fine, but we're going to be doing 15 different exercises, and in between each of those, we're going to be holding some sort of plank pose. So it's going to be super tough. Your abs are going to be on fire throughout this entire workout, and the first 5 exercises are going to be some kind of plank exercise. So those first 10 minutes of the workout are going to be super tough. For the next 5 exercises, we're going to be doing abs and glutes. And then for our final 5 exercises, we're going to be standing. We're going to be doing lots of lunging, squatting, and kicking. So let's just go over a couple more key points for your lunges and your squats. You want to make sure that your shoulders are back and down. You want your chest lifted high, and you want to make sure your abs, again, are super strong and tight and engaged. And you want to make sure that your back stays flat, and you want the weight to stay in your heels. So if you think about hinging at the hips, like you're trying to touch the wall behind you with your booty, and at the same time trying to touch the wall in front of you with your chest, remember the shoulders are back and down so your chest is lifted nice and high. It's going to elongate your spine. You want to keep your back flat. You want to keep the weight in your heels. That applies to your squats as well as your lunges, all right? So if you're lunging forward or lunging back, you want to make sure that your weight is in your heel. That means that the knee of this front foot is more over the heel of my front foot as opposed to being out over the toes. And finally, let me just give you one more little mantra to keep in your head for our 3 exercises where we're adding a kick. Super simple. Think up, out, back, and down. Up, out, back, down. So we're going to be doing, one of the exercises we're doing is a squat. I'm going to step to the side and squat. Then I'm going to pick up this foot, cross it over the other one, and now I'm going to do a side kick. So I'm going to bring this back foot forward. I'm going to bring the knee up. Then I'm going to kick my leg out, bring the knee back, and put it down. Put my foot down, up, out, back, and down. So that's our side kick. So now I would move to alternate sides, alternate directions, and alternate legs with each rep. So now I'm going to step to the opposite side, squat. Now step across, bring this back knee forward, kick it up, out, back, and down. We're also going to be doing a front kick, same thing. So I'm going to be stepping back into a reverse lunge, and then this back foot is going to come forward. I'm going to drive the knee up, kick the leg out, bring it back, and place it down, okay? So we're also going to be doing a roundhouse kick, same thing. We're going to be doing what I call a dragon lunge, but it's actually, I think a dragon lunge is maybe something else, but I always call this a dragon lunge, but most people will call this a curtsy lunge. It's basically a reverse lunge, but as you step the foot back, you're also stepping your foot across your body diagonally, all right? Bend the knees, lunge, and now we're going to add a roundhouse kick, so this back foot is going to come forward and you're going to kick around, but again, it's the same thing. Up, out, back, and down. That one's hard to do in slow motion. I used to be able to do it 100 years ago when I learned how to do that kick when I was doing Taekwondo, but now it's a little bit difficult to do it slow motion, but the point is just with your kicks, up, out, back, and down. So, there's obviously a lot more to go through, but it's really important that you're minding your form, so I'm going to do my best to talk us through the exercises as we're going, but if you just keep those key points in mind, it's really going to help make sure that you are executing the exercises correctly, because knowing how to do your plank correctly is going to cover like more than half of what the entire workout consists of. So just remember, for your plank, head in line with your spine, shoulders away from your ears, flat back. Remember, with squats and lunges, flat back, weight in the heels, and for all of your kicks, think up, out, back, and down. And other than that, I'll just do my best to talk us through everything as we are going. But I really need to get into this. So just remember that I always take the time to type out the instructions in the description box down below the video. and I'm going to do the entire workout with you. So watch me do it, read the instructions, but then of course, as always, if anything is unclear with the format, if you have questions about any of these exercises that we are doing today, if you have any doubts about how to do these exercises with the correct form, or if you need help with beginner modifications, I'm always here to help, so please just ask. It is very important that you understand how to do the exercises correctly before you begin the workout, just so that you reduce your risk of injury, but also so that you make sure you're getting the maximum benefit out of each exercise. And you guys know it's also incredibly important to me that all of my workouts are always accessible to anyone and everyone who wants to do them with me. So I'm always here to help facilitate that. Do not hesitate to reach out if you have questions or if you need help. Also, please remember, especially if you're going to be working out along with the video, to make sure that you are working to your own level. So please be smart, be safe, listen to your body. Do not push your body into doing anything that it is not ready to do. If you need to rest, you should pause and rest. You should challenge yourself to keep your rest breaks as short as you can, but they should be as long as you need. You should only resume the workout once you feel that you have regained enough strength and you have enough stamina so that you can continue with good form. Modify the exercises as needed. If it's too difficult to sustain doing an exercise a specific way for a full minute, modify. Again, I'm here to help. So if you have questions, if you need help coming up with modifications, just ask. But if you need to rest for a few seconds, you should also rest for a few seconds. Just please make the decision that is best for you, and make sure that you are minding your form. As important as it is to understand how to do the exercises correctly before you begin the workout, it is equally as important to make sure that you are actually applying that knowledge during the workout and doing the exercises with the proper form. I don't want anyone getting hurt. So please just make sure that you're not sacrificing your form for speed. If you're trying to go really, really fast, or if you're getting fatigued and you're pushing yourself to keep going when really you should be resting, your form might tend to get a little bit sloppy. So if that happens, it means that you need to slow down. You might need to pause and rest for a few seconds. It's always better to do fewer reps. Better is more effective and safer, I should say, to do fewer reps with excellent form than it is to just race through your reps and allow your form to get sloppy, or to keep pushing yourself beyond your limits and allow your form to get sloppy, because again, that's when you're really increasing your risk of injury. So please just make sure that you are working to your own level. Make sure that you're going at your own pace. Mind your form, and please do not sacrifice your form for speed. Just do your best. Remember that your best is always good enough. So let your best be good enough. Hopefully I have covered everything. Let's go ahead and get right into this workout. So if you're jumping rope with me today, great, grab your jump rope. Also grab an exercise mat or a yoga mat, if not maybe a towel, but you're going to be much more comfortable with something soft beneath you. And then pause the video, go get dressed, meet me right back here. We're going to start with a quick 5-minute warm up, and then we'll get right into part 1 of the workout. All right, so as soon as you're ready, let's get started with our 5-minute warm up. You're going to begin by just allowing your head to fall towards one shoulder. Place your hand on top of your head and just rest it there. You are not actively pulling your ear down towards your shoulder. Your arm is completely relaxed. It's just the weight of your arm that's being used to gently stretch the other side of your neck. So you're just letting gravity do all the work. Now we're going to switch sides. So allow your head to fall towards the opposite shoulder. Place your hand on top of your head and just rest it there. Your arm is completely relaxed, and your shoulders are relaxed. Make sure that your shoulders are down away from your ears. Don't let them creep up towards your ears. Next, we're going to do some head rolls. So you're going to start by just allowing your chin to fall towards your chest, and then towards the opposite shoulder and back. And each time you roll your head from shoulder to shoulder, you're just going to start feeling your head get heavier and heavier, allowing your range of motion to increase, and allowing your entire torso eventually to just fall down in front of you. Your arms should be nice and loose, like a rag doll. Now we're just going to roll the shoulders back, make big circles, really exaggerate the movement, explore your full range of motion. And next we're going to do arm circles, but we're going to start small with our arm circles. So you're going to extend your arms straight out to the side and start by just making small circles, either to the back or to the front, it doesn't matter. But gradually, as the interval progresses, you're going to start making your circles bigger and bigger until finally you're making your circles as big as you possibly can. Really explore your full range of motion. Now step your feet out so that they're a little bit wider than shoulder width apart. Bend your knees and sweep your hands down in front of you as you straighten the legs. You're reaching up as high as you can, and each time you bend your knees, you're just allowing your range of motion to slowly increase, sinking deeper and deeper into that squat. Now keep your feet planted right where they are. We're going to lunge side to side, nice and easy. Adding the arms. So with each lunge, you're just reaching across your body. It's like you're trying to throw your arm across the room. Next, we're just going to march in place. So step the feet in and just march. Start with your knees low, but gradually you're going to start driving your knees up higher and higher towards your chest until finally you're really driving your knees up as high as you can towards your chest. Feel a nice little stretch in your glutes. Now we're just going to jog in place. And again, knees low to start, but gradually you're going to start driving your knees up higher and higher towards your chest until you're driving them up as high as you can towards your chest. Next is booty kicks. So with each step now, I'm just bringing my foot behind me. Really try to kick yourself in the booty cheek with your heel. For this next one, you may need to hold on to a chair or the wall for support. If not, you can just have your hands on your hips. You're gonna transfer your weight into one foot, pick up the other foot, and just swing the leg front and back. Nice and loose. Switching legs. So you're going to put this foot down, transfer your weight, pick up the other foot, and swing the leg front and back. You can start low, and then gradually, as the interval progresses, you can start expanding your range of motion, swinging that leg higher and higher. Now transfer your weight again, set this foot down, pick up the other foot, extend the leg out in front of you, and then bring it around and behind you. Lifting the leg higher and higher each time. And then finally, for the final 2 reps, you're going to drive your knee up in front of you. Use your knee to guide it around for a hip circle. Other leg. So extending the leg out in front of you, and then just making a semicircle. Bringing the leg around and behind you, lifting it higher and higher each time. And then for the last 2, we're gonna do a hip circle. So drive the knee up, use your hand to guide it around, finishing off with a quick hamstring stretch. So soft bend to the knees, hinging at the hips. Trying to keep that back as flat as possible. So if you use the wall or a chair or the arm of your couch, it can make it a little bit easier to get into this stretch. Might make it a little bit more accessible for you and a little bit more comfortable getting into this stretch while maintaining a flat back. But that's it. That's our 5-minute warm up. All right, so now we're loose. Our muscles are nice and warm. Let's go ahead and get right into part 1 of the workout. 30 minutes of interval training. So it's not going to be super long, but it's going to be super tough. Just do your best. We are starting with 1 minute of plank. I'm going to be holding an elbow plank. You can do high plank, bear plank, any plank pose you want. Just make sure that you are minding your form, head in line with the spine, shoulders away from the ears, flat back. As soon as you're ready, here we go. I'm starting my timer in 3, 2, 1. No rest interval. So right up into your plank pose, and we're just holding here for 1 minute. We are going to be holding this pose an awful lot over this next 30 or 40 plus minutes if you're doing part 2 with me. So just do your best. If at any point you need to come out of it and rest, that is what you should do. Remember, your abs should be super strong and tight and engaged. You're using your ab muscles to lift your hips high and keep them lifted high. So don't allow your hips or your belly to droop down towards the mat. All right, now we're going to do elbow Santana planks. So stack your arms one above the other. And now just pick up one arm at a time and rotate into a side plank, alternating sides with each rep. Keeping those hips lifted high in your side plank as well. After this, we're going right back into our elbow plank for another minute. So after each exercise, or I guess before each exercise, we're doing 1 minute of elbow plank. All right, so back down into your elbow plank and hold. First 5 minutes is going to be super tough. We're going to be down our first 10 minutes. These first 5 exercises, we're going to be doing some kind of plank exercise and then holding our elbow plank for 1 minute before each one. So it's going to be super tough. It's a total burnout. Remember that you can rest if you need to. Just challenge yourself to keep the rest breaks as short as you can. Next, we're doing transformers. So we're going to be going from our elbow plank to our high plank and then back down. Okay, elbow plank and hold for a minute. What is next? Next is pike toe taps. Oh no, wait, I lied. I'm trying to skip exercises because I can't hold elbow plank for 1 more second, and we have to hold it for like 3 more minutes. The next exercise is going to be hip dips. So you're going to be in our elbow plank position for the next exercise. And then we're just going to dip the hips from one side to the other. Okay, I'm going to shake it out for these last few seconds. All right, take a big deep breath, elbow plank, and now dip the hips side to side. Okay, a few more reps. And then we're back to holding our elbow plank. Just stay there and hold it if you can. My shoulders can't take anymore. My arms can't take anymore, so I keep needing to just come out of it for like 5-second intervals and then just shake it out. Give myself just a few seconds. Do what you need to do. So next is pike toe taps. I'm trying to read my list. There are so many exercises, I had to write them all down so I don't forget. But because there are so many exercises, I had to write them kind of small. So I know I can't read them. But next is pike toe taps. So we get a little bit of a break from our elbow plank. So we're starting in a high plank. So again, just mind your form. And now from your high plank position, lift the hips, bring one hand back to tap the toes on the opposite side, alternating sides with each rep. Just one more exercise down here. It's gonna be a killer. But first, another minute. Holding our elbow plank. Oh, it's just getting so hard. I swear this timer started counting backwards. What it feels like there's all this time an elbow plank is messing with my concept of time. All right, more elbow plank. You're welcome. So starting at one end of your mat, just gonna walk and walk it back. From plank. Our first section is out of the way. So next, we're going to be doing abs and glutes. So what's our first exercise? Oblique heel taps. Everything hurts and I'm dying. We're only 10 minutes in. Sorry, the next section is not going to be, it'll be brutal, but not in this same way. Okay, so now I'm going to come down on my mat, on my back, knees bent, feet flat on the mat. I'm going to lift my shoulder blades up off the mat and just twist and tap my heels. So tap the heel, tap the heel. So feeling this in the low abs, but also the obliques. Keep those shoulder blades lifted up off the mat. Elbow plank. Next, we're doing glute bridge marches. So for this next 10 minutes, I'm going to be flipping with each exercise. Each of these 5 exercises, we're going to be on our back on the mat, and in between each, we're holding our elbow plank. So we're going to keep flipping over in between each one. All right, glute bridge raise. So press the knees into the mat, lift the hips as high as you possibly can, squeeze the glutes, and now march. So just picking up 1 foot at a time, placing that foot back down with control. Getting glutes here, but also still getting those low abs, getting that deep core, hips down, flip it, put your hips down, flip it and reverse it, elbow plank. Oblique heel taps. Glute bridge march. All right, next, more low abs. Why am I so mean to us? We're gonna do a reverse crunch, then straighten the legs and lower the legs back down straight. I'm going to have my hands clasped behind my neck. I'm going to have my shoulder blades lifted up off the mat. So flip over, hands clasped behind the head, legs straight, lift the shoulder blades up off the mat, lift the heels up off the mat. Now crunch, straighten the legs, and lower the legs down with control. If it's too difficult to do with your shoulder blades up off the mat, it's a little bit easier to do it from down here And you can have your arms at your sides for a little bit of added support, or you can place them under your booty if that's more comfortable. Put your legs down, flip it and reverse it. Elbow plank. All right, so 2 more exercises down here. That was our 3rd one. Yeah, next, I cannot read what that says. Reverse something? Oh, reverse tabletop. All right. All right, so now, hands flat on the mat, feet flat on the mat, press into the mat, lift your hips as high as you can, squeeze the glutes, and now pick up one hand and reach. Alternating sides with each rep. So you're reaching back like you're trying to bring your hands together. So reaching this hand towards the hand that's on the mat. Arching your back and twisting your body thoracically at the same time. Push those hips up as high as you can. Okay. One more ab exercise, and it's a tough one. But then we get to move on. We're gonna be standing for the rest of the workout. Not including, standing for the rest of the exercises, I should say. Since we're still doing a minute of elbow plank in between each one, or before each one. But the next exercise is going to be our last exercise where we're down on the mat, with the exception of the 4,000 elbow planks that we have left to do. Who wrote this workout? This is ridiculous. It's too hard. But it's short. We got this. We're already more than halfway through. All right, ab splitters. So, touch the toes, straddle, and touch the heels. So we're finished with our second section. Yeah, we are 2/3 of the way through this thing. So we got this, let's keep pushing. The last 5 exercises, we're gonna be standing. So what are we starting with? Skaters. So get ready to get up and move. So skaters, taking off on one foot, landing on the other. If you can, bring that heel behind you and tap the heel with the opposite hand. The next 3 exercises is where we're going to be incorporating our kicks. So remember, as we're squatting and lunging, shoulders are back and down, chest is lifted high. You're pushing your booty back, keeping your back flat and keeping the weight in your heels. And for your kicks, remember up, out, back, and down. So the first exercise is going to be a reverse lunge with a front kick. So, starting with my feet about shoulder width apart, I'm going to step one foot back, bend the knees, sink into my lunge. Now bring the knee up, kick out, bring it back, and put it down. Alternating legs. Reverse lunge, front kick, lunge, and kick. Next, we're going to be doing a squat and a side kick. So I'm going to be starting towards one end of my workout space. I'm with my feet together. Then I'm going to step one foot out to the side as I bend my knees and come down into my squat. And then, as I straighten my knees, I'm going to step my foot across, and then I'm going to add a side kick. So it looks like this. Feet together. Step to the side and squat. Now step across and kick. Other side. Squat, side kick. So hopefully you're noticing on my kicks, there's intent behind that kick. I'm not just going through the motions. It's not just choreography. I'm really kicking with power. So really visualize trying to go through that board. Or visualize something else that you would like to kick really, really hard. That works too. All right. So next is another lunge and kick combo. I kind of went through this one real quickly before the workout. This is our curtsy lunge plus a roundhouse kick. Alternating sides with each rep. So lunging back and diagonally across your body and kick. Alternating sides. So curtsy lunge, roundhouse kick. Kick with power. Curtsy lunge, roundhouse kick. Other side. Guys, last exercise. It's gonna be a good morning plus 2 marches. I'm gonna add a little oblique twist with each march. So for your good mornings, you can have your hands clasped behind your head if you want. I'm just gonna have my hands kind of placed behind my ears, whatever's comfortable for you. But you're going to hinge at the hips. So make sure there's a slight bend to your knees. Don't lock out your knees. Make sure your shoulders are back and down. Make sure your back is flat. Make sure the weight is in your heels. Trying to get your torso parallel to the ground. Twist. So good morning, march and twist, march and twist. That's our 30 minutes. So, like I said, pretty short, but super tough. That first 10 minutes was brutal. So that's my part 1. I'm going to be adding on an extra 10 minutes of moderate pace cardio with my jump rope, interspersed with more isometric training. I'm not finished torturing myself with elbow planks yet. So part 2 is going to be the same pattern, but we're just going back and forth. 1 minute of elbow plank, 1 minute of jump rope, back and forth for 10 minutes. So if you want to do part 2 with me, great, grab your jump rope. If you don't have a jump rope, you can do any other type of moderate pace cardio that you want. So you can pantomime jumping rope, you can jog in place, high knees, jumping jacks, mountain climbers, whatever you feel like doing. If you're not continuing on with me, you are not quite finished yet. You still have to do your bonus burpee. No workout of mine is ever complete until we have done our bonus burpee. So even though I'm continuing on, I will do a bonus burpee in solidarity with those of you who are not doing part 2. So as soon as you're ready, here we go. Let's do our bonus burpee together, and this will be your final rep of the day. All right, so if you're not doing part 2, your workout is now officially complete. Please use the chapter markers to skip ahead to the cool down. Do a quick cool down with me, and then you can do your stretching, get in the shower, eat some lunch, enjoy the rest of your day. If you are continuing on with me, now would be a good time to pause the video so that you can towel off, get yourself something to drink. Actually, I'm starting with plank again. I'll leave this here. Get yourself something to drink and just let your breathing normalize, let your heart rate come down a little bit. I'm just going to need like 1 minute to reset my timer. So go ahead and pause the video if you need to. If not, let's go ahead and get right into part 2. All right, timer is reset, 10 minutes, that is correct. All right, so yeah, if you need another minute, if you're not ready to continue yet, just take as much time as you need. Challenge yourself to keep it as short as you can, but this is gonna be a really tough 10 minutes. So when you feel that you're ready, let's go ahead and begin, starting with 1 minute of elbow plank. As soon as you're ready, I'm starting my timer in 3, 2, 1, and go. This is going to be so hard, but just tell yourself it's only 5 rounds, okay? It's 10 minutes, but it's just 5 rounds. So it's 5 more elbow planks and 5 jump rope intervals. That's not a lot. We can do this. At least want to hold this first interval without coming out of it, because this will probably be the only one that I can hold for the full minute. Okay, so now as quickly as you can, right into your cardio interval, whether that's jump rope or jogging in place or high knees, whatever you're doing. Gonna stay right here. I know it's not the best camera angle, but after watching me hold elbow plank for the last 30 plus minutes, I think you know what it looks like by now. And this is the most efficient way for me to move as seamlessly as I can in between my elbow plank and my jump rope. So round 1 is already complete. See, this will go by fast. She lied through her crooked teeth. As you fatigue, make sure you're continuing to press that mat away from you. Do not allow yourself to sink into your shoulders. Press the mat away. Your shoulders should be away from your ears. Now, as quickly as you can, pick up the jump rope. rounds to go. So make sure you're not sinking into your elbows, but also make sure that your back is staying flat. As you fatigue, you might find your hips and your belly are starting to kind of droop down towards the mat because your abs are tired and it's hard to engage them and keep making them work to keep your hips lifted high. But it's really important to make sure your abs are strong and tight and engaged. Make sure you're using your ab muscles to lift your hips high and keep them lifted high. Don't allow your hips or your belly to droop down towards the mat. Round 3. Just 2 more rounds to go. Let's keep fighting. I know it's hard. I'm doing it with you, so I know it's hard. Make sure you're also keeping your head in line with your spine. As you fatigue, it's tempting to let your head drop down like this. I want to maintain the integrity of that plank pose. One straight line from your heels all the way to your shoulders and extending to the crown of your head. One more round. Let's push, we got this. We've done a lot of elbow plank today. This is our final interval of elbow plank, and I really hope I'm not lying right now because I can't see my timer. But I'm pretty sure this is round 5. This is our 9th minute of this part 2. So unless I miscounted, we only have 1 minute of jump rope left and then we're done. Regardless, even if I'm lying, and even if we have to do another round after this, just keep fighting for it. Either way, we're almost done. But I think this should be our final interval, if I'm not mistaken. So let's push. I just kept going for a few more seconds because I was on rep like 140 or something like that when the timer beeped, so I figured I'd just keep going and make that last jump rope set 150 revolutions, because why not? Why not finish strong? But that's it. That's the workout. Although we are not quite finished yet. As you know, no workout of mine is ever complete until we have done our bonus burpee. So we still have just one rep left to go. Even if you did a bonus burpee in solidarity with me earlier, if you continued on and you did part 2 of the workout with me, that means that your workout is not complete yet. So you still have to do one final bonus burpee. The bonus burpee has to be the final thing that you do because that's what completes the workout. So before I do my bonus burpee, whenever I do a workout that incorporates jump rope, in addition to my bonus burpee, I also like to do a bonus set of 100 with my jump rope. So if you would like to join me, great. Any style of jump rope you want to do is fine. We're just counting 100 revolutions of the jump rope just for a quick little bonus. The bonus burpee is mandatory, but this bonus set of jump rope is completely optional, so if you would like to join me, great. If not, just cheer me on. Hope that I can get through this without tripping over Rebecca, and then take a minute to breathe, and we will do our bonus burpee together. So as soon as you're ready, here we go. 100 revolutions with the jump rope. So you're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and that is 100. All right, so that's our little bonus set of jump rope, and now we have just one rep left to go. Let's go ahead and do one final bonus burpee together, and then the workout will be officially complete. So as soon as you are ready, here we go, final rep of the day. All right, with that, the workout is now officially complete. So let's just go ahead and do a quick cool down together. You want to just keep moving, keep the circulation going while you allow your heart rate to come down a little bit and while you allow your breathing to normalize. So in order to help normalize your breathing, you want to make sure that you are pulling your diaphragm down and expanding your rib cage, expanding all around, making as much space in your torso as you can to fill it up with air. Think about sending the breath all the way down to your belly button. And then using your diaphragm to push all of the air out with control. You also want to just keep moving, so you can just pace back and forth. You can shake out the arms, shake out the legs. I usually just kind of shift my weight from foot to foot. And then we're going to incorporate a little bit of light stretching. So let's get those shoulders, because holy cannoli, we really worked our shoulders a lot today with all of that planking. So I'm just bringing one arm across my body, using the other arm to pull it in tight to my chest. Make sure the straight arm is completely relaxed, and make sure the shoulder is completely relaxed. If your shoulder's all tense and hunched up by your ear, you're not going to be able to stretch it effectively. So relax the arm, relax the shoulder. Shake it out. Let's get the other side. So bringing the opposite arm across your body, using your other arm to pull it in close to your chest. Make sure your straight arm is nice and relaxed. Make sure your shoulder is relaxed. Make sure you're continuing to focus on your breath. sending that breath all the way down to your belly button, filling up your entire torso and using your diaphragm to expel the air with control. And make sure you're continuing to move so you can pace back and forth, shake out the legs, or just shift your weight from foot to foot. All right, let's do a tricep stretch very quickly. So just bending one elbow, place your hand on your elbow and gently pull your elbow towards the opposite shoulder. And in this stretch, you want to make sure that your free hand is relaxed and the fingers are pointing straight down at the ground. So you want to avoid having this free hand hanging out up here by your shoulder somewhere. So point those fingers straight down. You're pulling your elbow towards your shoulder gently and just feeling that nice stretch in your triceps. One more deep breath here, and then we'll shake it out and get the triceps on the other side. So bending the opposite arm, using your other hand to pull your elbow towards the opposite shoulder. Fingers of your free hand are pointing straight down at the ground. Make sure you're still moving. Make sure you're still focusing on slowing down your breathing. One more deep breath here. And shake it out. Let's finish with a quick quad stretch. So if you struggle with balance, you can hold onto the wall or a chair for support. You're going to bend one knee, bring your foot behind you, reach back and grab a hold of the top of your foot with both hands. Or if you're holding onto something for support, you'll grab it with one hand, obviously. But grab a hold of your foot and press your heel into your booty cheek. Really, really press it in there. As you are doing that, you're focusing on slowing down your breathing. Of course, you're being very mindful with your breath, but you also want to be tilting your pelvis forward, kind of tucking your booty underneath you. Think about trying to touch your spine with your belly button. Make sure as you do that you're continuing to actively press your heel into your booty cheek. As soon as you combine both of those two elements, you're going to instantly feel that stretch intensify in your quads as you isolate them more effectively, but you're also going to feel the stretch continue up into your hip flexor. So let's get the other side. So bending the opposite knee, bring the foot behind you, reach back and grab a hold of the top of your foot with one hand if you're holding onto something for support, or with both hands if you are not. Press your heel into your booty cheek and make sure that you are tilting your pelvis forward. So tucking the booty underneath you, sucking your belly button back towards your spine. And just make sure you're doing both of those things at the same time. As soon as you combine both of those two, that's when you're really going to feel the stretch become more effective and intensify. And that's when you're going to start feeling it in your hip flexor as well. One more breath here and come out. And one last time, shake out the wrists, shake out the arms, swing the arms, shake out the legs. And that's it. That's our little cool down. Now, if you feel that you're still breathing heavily, if you're still up here breathing shallow, if you are still feeling like your heart rate is elevated, that's fine. Take a few more minutes to pace around a little more. Take a few minutes to focus on slowing down your breathing. And you can do a little more light stretching as well. That's great. Just remember that this little bit of light stretching that we do during the cool down does not take the place of a proper stretching routine. It's still really important to make sure that you are taking a good 15 or 20 minutes every single day if you can to stretch. It is going to help alleviate any muscle soreness that you might be experiencing after the workouts. It is also going to help reduce your risk of injury moving forward. And of course, it's going to improve your flexibility and your mobility. And those are two often undervalued and overlooked aspects of your overall fitness level. So please make sure you're taking the time to stretch every day. If you have time to do it right now, this is going to be the most efficient and the most effective time to get your stretching done because your muscles are already nice and warm from the workout. But if you don't have time to stretch right now, that's fine. Just remember that if you put off your stretching until later on in the day, your muscles will have gotten cold again, so you're going to have to take a few minutes to warm them back up. You never want to jump into your stretching routine with cold muscles. Your muscles need to be warm in order for them to be pliable so that you can stretch them safely and effectively. So please make sure that you are taking the time to stretch every day, and please make sure that you are doing so safely. But that's it. That is all I have for you today. So I hope you enjoyed this one. I thought this workout was super tough, although I have to say, it wasn't as tough as I thought it was going to be. Or maybe I just blocked it out of my memory. That first 10 minutes was super tough for sure, but overall I don't feel like it was as tough as I thought it was going to be. I'm really happy that I got through it, and I actually enjoyed it. So I hope you enjoyed it as well. If you did this workout with me today, thank you so much. Please let me know what you thought of it and how you did. Thank you to everyone who has been working out with me lately, and even if you're not doing the workouts with me, thank you for watching the videos. Thank you for liking and sharing the videos. Thank you so much for all of your wonderful and supportive and engaging comments. It truly does mean the world to me. Thank you so much to all of my new subscribers. If you are not subscribed already, please subscribe. And of course, a great big thank you to those of you who have been subscribed to my channel for years. Please know that I really do appreciate you all so very much. One final reminder that if anything was unclear with the format of today's workout, if you have questions about any of the exercises that we were doing today, if you have any doubts about how to do the exercises with the correct form, or if you need help with beginner modifications, remember that I'm always here to help, so please just ask. That is going to do it for today, but before I say goodbye, I have to say one final thank you to those of you who have been watching the videos all the way until the end and commenting with the secret code phrase of the day. So before I say goodbye, I will give you today's secret code phrase of the day. It is, you think a pirate lives in there? So if you are still watching this video, hello, thank you for watching all the way until the end. Please let me know that someone is still watching by going down to the comment section and leaving me a comment that says you think a pirate lives in there. That is going to do it for today. I will see you all next time. Bye.